Today on GasDiesel Garage, we got a 2007 Jeep Liberty with a u0171 airbag code that we will diagnose and repair. So stay tuned. Stays on. We're going to diagnose that today and get it fixed. Well, to diagnose this airbag, you're going to need a scan tool to check for the codes. Anytime there's anything wrong with the airbag system and it triggers the light, that means something's definitely wrong and the computer's actually going to show a code. So pick up one of these. I mean, I've had one of these for years, but unfortunately these things are very expensive. But any AutoZone or Napa or something like that could probably tell you the code, but then you're gonna have to do some diagnostics. So let's hook it up. And you hook up to the diagnostic port by right here at the kick panel. So right down there. Alright. Turn the ignition on. Turn the scan tool on. And you just go through the prompts. Hopefully you can see that. Can you see it right here? Yeah, guys, if you can see that. Don't know if you can. But it says a u0171 lost communication with upfront right satellite acceleration sensor. So you can get online. You can actually find out exactly where that sensor is located. But now when reconnecting these wires, make sure that the white goes to the white and the on. Now the acceleration sensor sits right under this air box. What we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to take this off to get down to it, because it actually sits right down through here. But I'll get you a better picture when I actually get the air box off. And safety tip for anybody who's working on airbag systems or actually anything electrical period, you're going to want to disconnect the battery. Heard the horror stories of airbags blowing up in people's faces and everything else like that. Well, I don't want to be one of those people. So take it off right there. Now, anytime you have a loss of communication with your airbag system, that means that the SRS module or computer is not getting a signal from all of its sensors. And usually when that happens, you got a bad wire or a damaged wire. So what you do is you find out where that actual sensor lies and try to trace back through the wiring harness itself and see if you have anything damaged. So if you look down here, this is where that sensor lies, right there. See the yellow? Right there. Now if you run along, if you run up and see this, this is yellow. Keep looking. And there's your damage right there. You can see the wire broke. Actually, I'll get you a better picture. Now what you could do is, to get this harness out, you just take a pair of pliers against the body and the connector, and they should pop out just like that. Another connector also right there. Push the red button in and press down on the yellow. It should come out just like that. Let's inspect the wire a little bit. Strip back the tape a little bit. And you see that we got a broke wire right there. It's supposed to be connected down there. This would actually cause that light to come on and keep the airbag light on. It did not be able to pass inspection or state inspection here in Virginia, but I'm pretty sure all states are like that. But good thing is, this is an easy fix. See it better there? Now we need to connect that wire to this wire. And what you're going to need when you fix any kind of wiring like that, most people like to solder, which is probably the best thing to do, but when you're dealing with really thin wiring, I would suggest just butt connecting it and then heat shrinking it out, which you need a torch gun like that, some heat shrink, the connectors themselves. And what we're going to do is, when we connect them, because there's two wires, we're going to stagger the two like this. You stagger them right here. You're actually going to stagger the wire like that, and then we're going to put the sheathing over it so they won't be so next to each other. Now when reconnecting these wires, make sure that the white goes to the white and the black goes to the black, because if you get them mixed up, the airbag light will trigger again and it won't turn off, and then you'll be doing this all over again. Now the ideal thing to do is to solder these wires back together, but unfortunately all we have is butt connectors, so we're going to throw those on and we're going to heat shrink them and install it. Now that we got the wires attached, we have it actually shrink wrapped and actually put back together properly. Now it's time to go back in, and all it is a matter of plugging everything back up. Okay. Make sure you plug it back in like that. Take the safety lock, push that back in. Find your holes down here. Here. And here. And that's it for that repair. Now it's time for everything to go back together. Anytime you're dealing with a check engine light or an airbag light or an ABS light or even any kind of electrical problems or electrical lights that you have on in your dashboard, anytime you do that repair, you're going to either want to clear the codes or at least make sure the lights go off in the dashboard. So let's make sure we got this thing off. And that's what you want to see. You want to see no codes present. And also too, in the dashboard, no more light on the dashboard. Matter of fact, let's do that again. Let's start it up again. Airbag light on, runs through its checks, goes out, start back up. And it's out. And if you like that episode, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on GasDiesel Garage.